The lighting right? Is the lighting right? Hey everybody, it's Kendell Lenice and welcome to Reviews and News. This is all about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 8. I hope everyone saw it last night. Look at me doing the review the night after. All right, this is good because the last one was a little late, but this one is right on time. So as always, I took my notes, and as always, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Again, I am coming to you live on YouTube through another platform. I'm trying to build my channel so I can come directly to you live from YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to this video and share it, like it, and comment. All right, let's get right to it. Season 6, Episode 8, Real Housewives of Potomac, RHO to the P. Again, you already know this is my favorite of the franchise because I am in Maryland. All right, so in the beginning, it recapped Episode 8. Wendy sachets away with her braids because, you know, her braids this episode, well, her braids since they've been on this trip have been her co-star. Even Giselle was like, I'm talking to Wendy. I want to talk to her braids. She was moving and grooving those braids. So Giselle, Wendy, you know, I guess tries to ignite maybe Giselle but Giselle, y'all already know she's unbothered. And when it comes to food, you know, she's definitely unbothered. She always wants her food. And that's what she was doing. Remember, they had the whole spread. And Giselle was like, is the food here? She opened the door. And Wendy's like, I don't want to break bread with her. Giselle kept eating. She got her food. She ain't going to let food be gone, be away from her for too long. Robin was in her own world, as y'all already know, because of, you know, the whiskey and all of that. And Wendy is just still big mad. She is big mad. So they're all eating, some on the floor, some on the couch, and it's silence. If the silence could kill, they would all be dead. It was silence, but all you heard was the click clacking of the plates. They were eating their ribs and their Chinese food. That's what it seemed like they had. And then the cottage folks broke, and they start talking about Giselle. So they said that they were going back to their cottage, the cottage crew, as Karen called them. And of course, as Real Housewives do in the fashion of Bravo, they'll listen to one side and listen to the other side back and forth. So you had the cottage crew talking about Giselle and what had happened at the house. Then they go back to, you know, the big house and Giselle and everybody is talking about that. Then they're back to the cottage. Wendy is crying. I didn't see, I'm never going to dog somebody for crying because I will cry, you know, waterworks over here. But it didn't seem like Wendy was really crying. It seemed like fake cry. But if she was crying, you know, I don't want to see anybody cry. And she kept saying, no one said, she kept saying, it's not true. The rumors are not true about Eddie. And then I'm like, nobody said they were true. Everyone said they don't believe they were true. But I don't think she was hearing that. Had it been someone else saying, I don't believe it's true, other than Giselle, I think she would have listened. But, you know, talking about her husband is very sensitive to her because she called him Idris Elba. Now, Eddie is cute. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't look like Idris Elba. Just because he's brown skinned, got a little hair, doesn't make him look like Idris Elba. But he is a handsome man, but I didn't understand that. And then she said, well, Giselle wants to sleep with Eddie because Giselle said she wanted to sleep with Idris. And I'm like, Wendy, but your husband is not Idris Elba. So, but, you know, so the big bad wolf, you know, she's Wendy blows the house down, you know, and she was just going off, but then she retreats back and she's emotional. So I think that big bad wolf is a defense mechanism. And again, like I said, last review, it goes deeper. And I just want a scholar to stay out of it, just butt out of it. She tries to add her 2 cents as she's supposed to do, I guess, in the franchise, but she don't know no women like that. In my opinion, she hasn't earned the right to be messy or to come for any of these women. And I still don't see her role other than giving face and giving fashion, and maybe that is her role there. And Wendy, and so they're flashing back and back to everyone, and then they go to Wendy, and Wendy calls Eddie, and she's telling him a lot went on. I gotta talk to you, and he's like, "What happened?" He wants to know, and she was like, "I'll tell you later." So of course, it's several sides to the story. And bless his heart, Eddie was just clueless. He was like, "Well, what happened?" And she proceeded to lay down a nap. She proceeded to lay down and was like, "I'll tell you in the morning." So they never showed if she told him. But I'm sure when she got home, she gave him a mouthful or in the car. So they were, before I get to the next part, they were showing the previews of when and I just was like, when will these women know that they can't talk about the other woman in private? There's no such thing as private. What did Chris Brown say? These girls ain't loyal, these chicks ain't loyal. They ain't loyal to none of each other. So I'm like, if you're talking maybe Giselle and Robin, maybe they're loyal to each other, and maybe, whoever Karen or whoever's, but they're not loyal to each other. And I don't know if the producers egg it on a little bit, to kind of start the fires, but Mia, and we'll see later on, and I'll table that. But Mia, y'all know I liked Mia, right? Y'all know that the first 4, 5 episodes, even 6, I was like, I like Mia. I like her transparency. I like her authenticity. I like Mia. This episode, she was messy Mia. And I was like, Mia, why are you stirring the pot? Stirring the pot. Why are you stirring the pot? And she was. So we'll talk about that. I'll table that, and then I'll pick that back up. But Robin and Juan are, FaceTiming, and Karen and Candace are FaceTiming each other from the same area. And Giselle was in the pool. I laughed so hard because Giselle was in that pool, and they had the clock. She was in there first 45 minutes or an hour and 23 minutes. Then they were like, she's still in the pool. That was the running thing. Like, Giselle's still in the pool. How long has she been in the pool? She was in the pool for like 3 hours. Clearly, she loves the pool. That is her happy place. And I'm not mad at her. So before they start venturing out, Wendy has to be late because she's doing a TV segment. Y'all know she's a political analyst. So she was doing a statement. And I like what she was saying. And, speaking about Black lives, I like what she was saying in the little part that I saw. So I always think that that's so cool that you can still work on vacation, or you can still vacation and still have a job. So I love that duality of it all. That's what I like, to be able to come to you and still get paid, but then have a little fun. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So go ahead, Wendy, get your coin, continue to keep working, continue to keep contributing, positivity in a voice for us. But Ascala, she was saying Giselle's, they were all sitting by the pool. So all the women were by the pool, one by one, they were coming up. And she told Giselle, she was like, you started it. Giselle was like, what? And that's where like, Ascala don't know nobody yet. Robin brought her in, and she was even not on Robin's side. So I'm not sure if her and Robin were really friends, or I don't know how they line that up when it's a friend to the show. Are they really friends, or do they say, hey, this is going to be your friend to the show? Or do they really, kick it like that? I'm not sure. But they leave the house for a moment, and then they show Ashley. So they come back to Maryland, DC area to show Ashley. So of course she left the house. She was there for a day. She started her little fires, and then she went on home to the children and her husband. So, Michael comes in bearing gifts, and it seems like they're in a good place. So she was excited about the ring with all of their birthstones on it. and he even had it engraved. So she was excited and she was happy that he put thought into it. And it's nothing like when your man puts thought into a gift, or when your woman puts thought into a gift. I like thoughtful gifts. I like personalized gifts. Those are the kind of gifts that I like, that not that you just picked anything and be like, I don't even like that. Like, what? You know, and some people, you got to know the person, know what they love, and the sentimental elements of it. So it was cool that they did that. So back to Williamsburg after we leave Ashley. Giselle is in the pool still. So she's in there for about 3 hours, and then Robin comes out, and then Wendy shows up. The girls start talking around the pool, and they start showing last season. So they start talking about, and y'all know the producers are messy. So you remember last episode when Wendy told Robin she didn't have a real relationship. And Robin is like, what you mean type thing? She was the most happy for me. And then, of course, the producers flash back to when Wendy was jumping up and down. Y'all remember when Robin got proposed to by Juan, and she was jumping up and down. She was so excited for her. So later, Robin confronts her and asks her, like, wait a minute, you were, jumping up and down. Was it fake or phony? So they get to that towards the end of the show. But so they're all sitting around, and they're talking about the childbirth comes up. And Mia, in Mia fashion, is very transparent. She talks about when she was married before she had her child, that her husband wasn't there. And then when he did come, he was playing PlayStation in the hospital. I'm like, the hospital let you hook up PlayStation? Like, come on. But I can't even say he was a young guy, because some of these older guys I'm hearing, even when I watch Divorce Court and different shows like that, it's either social media or the games that people have issues with. And I'm like, people are gaming like that they got to take it into the hospital? Like, now what now? And then Robin chimes in and talks about her childbirth experience and how Juan didn't even show up. So now they want to redo, and Juan wants to have another child, and maybe a girl, and he has something to prove. But every man in her house, her 2 sons and her husband, wants her to be with child. So, and then what happens next? So, all right, so Candace holds audition for her music video for her song Drive Back. First of all, the scenery was beautiful. I would have been out there TikToking and drop and pop locking and all that kind of stuff. That scenery, I love that kind of scenery in the outdoors. That's like my thing. I love being outside. I love the water. I just love that outside element. So the backdrop was beautiful, and the girls get video ready. Of course, she breaks them up into groups. So it's Wendy and Escala, and then it's Mia, Robin, and Giselle. And y'all know, I like Giselle, but bless her heart, she can't dance, And of course, Karen makes sure she points that out, that she can't dance. So they were on Team Twerk a lot. And then Karen, again, wants to judge everyone. And then I was like, is she even going to participate? So then Karen does her solo out there with her pink sweatsuit. And she starts with a prayer. And of course, she's saying, I need prayer first. And then Mia and Wendy go, while they're doing that, they go get the key to the county for Karen. But I thought it was cute. I just want to back up a little bit. I thought it was cute that they held auditions, and then she was trying to choose, and she chose Candace, but then she said all of them could be in the video. So I wonder, I haven't seen the video. I'm sure they're going to premiere it probably towards the end of this season, if it doesn't come out prior to that. And then we'll see if everybody really made the video. All right, so while all the other ladies decide to play tennis, Mia and Wendy go with Karen to get the key to Surrey County in Virginia. So Karen was making that speech, y'all, like she was talking, like she was addressing the Black Caucus, or like she was addressing Congress. And I looked, you know, COVID, it was about 5 or 6 people, her family, but they were there for her with the lawn chairs. They were there to celebrate that moment for Karen, and good for her. But I laughed how she was like 7 years ago, like she was really doing it. And of course, COVID, everybody couldn't come. But that goes to the whole adage that it doesn't matter how big your audience is, you speak to one like you speak to millions. And that's what Karen did. So congratulations on that. So then the other ladies have 2 teams and they're playing tennis. It's of course Robin and Giselle, and then the other team is Escala and Candace. And the whole bet was you will rub the person's feet who win if you lose. And Robin and Giselle won, and of course they weren't trying to, Escala and Candace weren't trying to rub any feet. They just washed them with water and called it a day. So if it's a bet and you agree to the bet, then you got to do what the bet says, but they weren't feeling that. All right, so when they go, so of course, like I just talked about, they went to Surrey County, and you, of course, Ray and the family were there while they were playing tennis, and the ambassadorship went on, and they announced that Karen was getting this. But the interesting part in that is, y'all remember a few episodes ago when Wendy went to Karen's house and asked her about the candle business and was telling her about her candle and showing her the candle, and Karen was saying, you know, she liked it and the packaging and everything. But we find out from Ray, because Ray spilled the tea, that Karen got a candle coming out. So then they look at Wendy like, and then Wendy's looking all confused, like, well, why didn't Karen tell me that she had a candle coming out when I asked her about my candle? So then it's almost like, did you really have a candle coming out, or did Wendy inspire you to put a candle out? But she'll never say that. She'll say, Karen will say that she already had this idea. So then they flashed to Karen in the confessionals, and she was like, it was about Wendy. And I was like, maybe Wendy inspired you to have a candle, but Wendy never addressed it with her. She just gave her the side eye, and she probably won't address it with her. All right. So then it's just drama and drama and more drama. And then they show all the Surrey County folks getting their snacks from 7-Eleven. You got Wendy with her little chips, and then you got Karen, and you got Mia in 7-Eleven. And did y'all catch it when Mia said, gee, Gordon doesn't let her go to 7-Eleven, doesn't like when she goes to 7-Eleven? So I'm not sure what that meant, if it's too declassé for her, or if it's typically in the hood or not a safe area, or I'm not sure why he doesn't let her go to 7-Eleven. But they were slurping it up, and they look like they ain't been to 7-Eleven in a long time. And they show them in the car with all this snacks and all of that. But all right, so now we go to messy Mia. Y'all know I liked her, as I said, but why she lie on Giselle like that? Giselle never called that girl a B, never. But it sounds juicier and more salacious if she tell that, right? So she tells it. So, you know, Karen's already like, what? And Mia's getting fired up. And I'm like, Giselle didn't even say that. So later, you know, and so all the ladies get dressed up, and they're going to address this too. So they get dressed up, and then they's like, and Candace is like, no jeans. And then they show Giselle, and she got on her jeans. She did look cute. She had a little white crop top, little Gucci white crop top, and some jeans and some heels. She looked cute. But I guess it was supposed to be formal. So everybody came and they gave what they were supposed to give. With the looks, all the ladies looked nice. Even though Giselle had jeans, she still looked nice. Her makeup looked nice. Her hair was sleek. She looked nice. But they all did. And the food looked great. Y'all know I like to look at the food, but it didn't look like it had seasoning. What y'all think? It didn't look seasoned. And then Giselle confirmed it when she said, how's the food? She was like, it's good. And I was like, it don't have seasoning, but she ain't gonna say that. And you ain't gonna diss the people that cook for you. But it looked like it didn't have seasoning on it. Y'all tell me what you think. So then they're all at the table eating the food. And then Juan calls Robin. So Robin says, hi, my non-existent fiance. Because remember, Wendy said her fiance is non-existent. And she's like, how you? So then they address that clearly after she hangs up, and Robin's like, you gonna ignore me like you ignoring Giselle, or you mad like you mad at Giselle? And Wendy's like, no. She's like, says what I don't like. If I did anything to offend you, I'm sorry. And Robin is looking at her like, if you know exactly what you said, you came from my relationship. You don't like nobody coming for yours, but you came from my relationship. And now you're acting like if I said something. No, own it and say, I apologize for saying this. And she did apologize to her. And then she told her, this and that. So then she told her, listen, you were so excited for me, but now I'm thinking you're fake and you're phony and you're not really my friend. And it wasn't real, because for you to be that excited for me jumping around, and now we fast forward a year and now you're like, it's non-existent. Like, are you really my friend? So Giselle's just, kicking back, listening to what they're saying. And Wendy apologizes, and Robin is like, that's a fake apology. So then it comes down to Mia lying, because Giselle, she repeated what Giselle said. Giselle was like, I never said that. And then they're like, Giselle never said that. And Candace is like, she didn't say that. She didn't call her a B. She just said if she's going to be with this group, she's going to need to have tough skin or something like that. But she never called her a B. Then they flash to Mia. Mia's like, well, and I'm like, okay, Mia, you straight up lied, and you were stirring the pot. You lied. Bottom line. So then, of course, it came out that she lied and didn't say that. And Giselle, I just want to be unbothered like her. She just chilling, eating, and she don't let none of it affect her. So as we come to the end, we get a chance to see the mid-season trailer, and we see a lot. We see Call Me G, and I thought G Gordon was cool, but he seemed a little creepy. Did you see and did you hear some of the things he was saying? If you haven't watched it yet, watch it or rewatch it to see the mid-season trailer. And listen to what he is saying to the people. He seems a little creepy, and I thought he was cool, and he still might be, but listen. And then Candace and Chris, start talking about money and how he ain't making it and how it might be her money, and they get into that. And then you got Robin and Juan, and then you have Giselle, and she's talking to her kids and like, I'm never getting married again. And they show Michael and Ashley. It's just a whole lot about to go down in this mid-season. So now, y'all, we are off and running. This is season 6, episode 8. Now these last few episodes, they're going to be full with a lot of drama and a lot of things going on. And y'all better pay attention, because it's a lot. Now, hopefully that trailer is not the best of what we're going to see these next episodes, but we'll see. All right, y'all. This is episode 8, season 6, reviews and news, The Real Housewives of Potomac. Look at me. I'm just so proud of me, y'all. I had a busy day and I still came and did the review the day after it aired. Boom. So catch it. And if you haven't seen the other reviews, or you're just catching up on Real Housewives of Potomac because you're booked and busy and you haven't gotten a chance to see it, go back and watch it. Watch it from episodes 1 through 8. And then come back and watch my reviews, episodes 1 through 8. But thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And if you want me to review one of your favorite shows, let me know. I still have to catch up on Married at First Sight, but I have other reviews on here as well. So make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment. God bless. Peace.